So, welcome to Muirfield Riding Therapy. I'll just take you around here. So first of all, we're to sanitise my hands. And now I'm just going to sign in here. Okay, now, I'm assuming you'll be more interested in the horsey side of things, so I'll just take you straight through to the business area. This is our lovely, bright arena. A lot of riding schools have plain walls and can be dark places, but we've got this lovely mural all the way around which depicts scenes from riding. And there's also down at the bottom you can see Gullen Hill. And it gives us lots of stuff to talk to children about when we're riding. So in here is the volunteer club, which tends to be a bit of a storage dump. But we try and keep it as tidy as we can. And we used to have lockers here for people to store their gear. And in here we have the kitchen. And one of the most important volunteer assets is the urn in the corner there, which gives us constant hot water, constant cups of tea and coffee. We just recently converted this space so we can accommodate adult changing facilities. It's all looking bright and shiny and new. We have various different resource books here, which volunteers might like to look at. So this is a viewing gallery. So while the riders are on ponies, you can sit here and watch. I'll show you the tack room now. So as you can see here, ponies' saddles are all labelled, so any volunteers can quickly come and find the right saddle for the right pony. We have lots of different kinds of stirrups here. So these ones are bendy, so if the rider's foot is in there, they're safety stirrups, so if anything happened the rider's foot would come out like that. So these are the older fashioned ones, which are the same principle. If anything awful happened, these would snap out, but we're going on more and more to having these kind of stirrups. Each pony has a conventional Western saddle, but as well as that we have different tack that fits different ponies and is used for a different therapeutic reason. So this lovely soft sheepskin is really nice for the rider to sit on. If a rider has tight muscles, it can be really useful for slackening off that tightness, and they're really cosy to sit on. This sheepskin saddle has much the same effect. It's lovely and cosy, so spasticity in the muscles can be reduced by the heat of the pony, and it gives a bit more structure than this one. Down the bottom here we have a Western saddle, which we use sometimes for riders who struggle to, who might slump forward. We have this arrangement here at the front. And the Western saddle means they can sit really deep in the saddle. Okay, so around here, these are called tub saddles. And as you can imagine, these are used for the smaller ponies, and they give children far more stability. And over here, we have a very technical piece of kit. This is called the sausage thing, and this fits over the front of the pony. It's Velcro under here, and the companion piece, this also has Velcro on it. So we pop that on the front, on the withers of the pony, so that riders who struggle to sit upright can prop on that. So this is a head collar room, and as you can see, each of the ponies has a named head collar with a wee photo above, so that volunteers know which pony is which. Okay, so in here we have the hat room. So the riders come up and they get their hats fitted. At the start of term we record the hat size the riders require, and that saves us time because a lot of them are impatient and want to crack on with things. So we record their hat sizes, and there's a list up there when we're operating of what rider has what hat. These are really useful things for some of the children who have behavioural issues. We wear these round our necks and give them a first warning, and then a second warning, and then time out may be required. That's quite a useful gadget to have. And over on this wall here we have what we call our mood board. So when the riders come in, we try and get them to indicate what sort of frame of mind they're in. So the ideal scenario is they might come in angry and go out happy. Okay, so this is a fairly recent bit of equipment that we bought, and the ponies come in and they stand on that and they get weighed. It's called a weigh bridge, and the reason it was quite an expensive piece of equipment, but it's really quite important. Okay, so on this, if the pony's standing on the weigh bridge, we can take a very accurate measurement of his weight or her weight. So up here we have a chart where every time the pony is weighed, we take note of it, and it's so we can track the gains and losses. And there's a bit there about the normal cycle of, what ponies should be, what their ideal weight should be at what time of the year. So most of our ponies, all of our ponies in fact live at grass, and they have hay over the winter, but one or two of them have extra feed supplement, which is stored in these big containers, and if they're on medication they will get a wee drop feed with that in it. And then here's our medicine cupboard. Some of our volunteers, as well as volunteering sessions, sign up to help us with the extra care of the ponies, and we have a rota called the Special Needs Pony Rota, and the ponies that are on the medication that we just showed you get it mixed in their feed, and they get it probably once a day. In this cupboard we have toys and other games that we use. So here each pony has its own grooming kit with various different bits of brushes and kit in it. Okay, so I'll just quickly take you into the office just. In our layer we have Shirley.
Yeah, the rest of them all are fine.
This is the meeting room. We use this for all sorts of purposes. At the moment the girls in the merchandising team are busy at work here.
This is Richard Shots.
So in this room it's probably the most important part of the whole operation. It's the physio room. All MRT's activities are based on physiotherapy principles and using the movement of the horse to affect therapeutic benefit. So I'll just show you this chap here. This is audio stable. So this is a big fellow himself. He's an equine simulator, I guess you'd call him, but we know him as Audio. We chose the name Audio because we thought he's a big black shiny thing and kids might be scared of him. We thought with a cute name like Audio they'd get to know him better. So he's linked to a computer screen here, so we can actually measure how the child or adult is sitting. There are sensors in his saddle pads. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, throughout all MRT sessions we use the principles that we've learned from physios, which is to do with tapping into the horse's three-dimensional movement. And one of our proudest achievements is that we work with the NHS As you can see, we've had over 10 years of working with the NHS in partnership, where the physios come in with their patients and they use our ponies and our volunteers to carry out their therapy. Okay, so on the wall here we have our footprints. So on the left you can see in the blue paint the children's footprints are measured at the start of the session, and the pink footprints on the right show the difference that a block of riding therapy can achieve. You'll see the gait is much straighter and the footfall is more uniform.
Hi, my name is Shirley. I am a Tuesday morning coach and I teach the children that come from some of the local schools. An example of a lesson is one volunteer leads. Sometimes we have 2 volunteers as sidewalkers, and we even sometimes have a fourth floating volunteer to help check the position behind the horse and in front, and also to give other volunteers a break if supporting a rider is quite hard work. So today we were concentrating on steering, so we used the cones and the poles. I asked the kids what they would like to do, and with a little bit of prompting, we did steering in and out through the cones, walking over the poles, and steering in and out through the poles. This does a bit of the cross-brain training where they're using their left rein and their right rein and having to plan and think ahead. And we allow them to make mistakes in a safe environment so they can learn from the mistakes, and then we repeat it, and majority of the time they do an excellent job when they finish. In the lessons we try and encourage our riders to be as independent as possible, and we do as little for them as possible, which can be quite hard sometimes because we always want to help. The benefits are huge when they realise that they can actually control their horse, steer their horse, and do the things themselves.
Where are your pony's ears? Yeah. Where's your pony's tail? Yes.
This form of therapy really helps people with disabilities because it is a physical workout. So while they're sitting on the horse, they're actually getting the 3-dimensional movement, especially when we put the horse into a power walk. So they don't know that they're actually getting a physical workout, although they will feel it afterwards. But a lot of the time, emotionally for them, it really, really increases their well-being, their mood, and they feel like they've really achieved something at the end of a lesson plus a physical workout.
Swing your leg over. Slide.
The volunteers at MRT are the backbone of our riding therapy centre. They don't have to know an awful lot about horse care or disabilities as training's given. They do have to have an empathy and a passion for the service that we provide.